Hiya, I'm Gory Guttersnipe, and this is the Guttersnipe podcast that you're watching it. My guest this week is a London-based synthwave artist called Dreamkid. If you're on like the TikToks and all of those things, you've probably seen his face and heard his sounds. He's very good. We're going to be talking about all sorts of things and stuff, and good things and bad things and wonderful things and terrible things and things that go. But before we get into all of that stuff, I want to say a huge cheers to the sponsor of this video, Anaquin Creations. They sent us a bunch of these really cool Gory Guttersnipe Show mugs, and they do that. They make incredible mugs. You should check them out. We'll put their links in the bio below. We also have t-shirts available. One of them will probably be sort of moving across your screen while I'm saying this. Also, if you'd like to help the channel out further, you can hit us up on Patreon, or you can drop us a tip through PayPal. All those links are below. All that stuff really, really helps the channel grow. So get yourself a drinkle or something, and hang out with me and Dreamkid for a little while we talk about things and stuff and things that go. Cheers. Ryan Dreamkid Morris, welcome to the show, man.
Hello, thank you, Greg. Thank you.
Yeah, cheers.
Gregory.
Gregory. Yeah. How have you been? How are you doing? How's London? Is it all warm and stuff?
It's getting warmer, but it's still not quite summer. It's all over the place.
Yeah.
I mean, it literally rained every day from February till about a month ago.
Yeah.
Like, I just had enough. I was like, I can't every day. I'm not joking.
Yeah.
Even if it was just 30 minutes in the day, it would rain. But every day it would rain. And I was just like, seriously.
Yeah, we've got a lot of that at the moment, it seems to be. And it's also just icy cold. I can't tell you how cold this flat is right now. Like, leather jacket's not enough. I've been in a gown all evening, and then I was like, well, I've got to change into something more sort of...
a gown.
And I'm regretting it, man. I'm regretting it.
I need to get a gown. I haven't owned a gown since I was like 5.
There's something special about a gown, man. There's something... I don't know what it is, but they hold you... there's something.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, they're like a mother.
I remember those days wearing stokies. Remember we used to call them, and wearing a gown. Those are the days. Yeah, I don't own a gown, but I should invest in one.
You should get some Dreamkid gowns. I'll tell you what.
That's true.
I've never seen gowns as merch before.
No.
Not at one time.
No.
Yeah.
No. But yeah, it's a good idea.
So yeah, you've been a busy man.
Yeah.
But very, very just insanely, brilliantly busy. The last little bit of human history. It's been very, very cool to see.
Yeah, it's all kind of... I mean, it's only really been the last 6 months.
Yeah. Feels like longer, but yeah.
The first video that I had that went viral was in October last year.
Yeah.
Like mid-October or end of October, somewhere around then.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, just before then, it was like I didn't have much. There was nothing really going on. I mean, I was hustling, but I mean, it wasn't much.
I guess that's. I've been following the Dreamkid thing since its inception. So I think for me, in my mind, it seems like it's been quite a.
Yeah, I think it's been about maybe 2.5 years. So maybe towards the end of lockdown, end of 2020, I started maybe honing in on it properly.
Yeah. Because
the first year of 2020, I was kind of learning production. I hadn't quite got there.
Yeah.
But it
was that a lockdown inspired sort of thing? Was that like
it all kind of everything happened in lockdown, like learning production, thinking of what I wanted to do, the name, the whole thing.
Yeah.
It's pretty crazy. Like I think back now and I'm like what has just happened? Like 2 years ago, I didn't even know how to produce a song and man. Yeah, it's pretty mad. It just shows you if you just it can happen quickly, Yeah,
things absolutely. So I want to go back, and I'm talking back beyond Mr. Price Pro 2004, like even further back than that. You know what I mean? Before Musgrave Centre.
Before Musgrave, before Davenport Centre.
Yeah. What was your sort of as far as getting into music goes, what was your where was it in the size wise as far as being a human goes? That's only one glass of wine down.
No.
Size wise, as far as human goes.
You mean like maybe when I was 5 years old? It's probably when I started kind of getting into it. I think I'm not sure how it happened, but my mom just said to me one day, I was about 5. I remember we were in the Mams and Toti.
Yeah.
Visiting my grandparents. And we went to some Toti mall, and my mom was like, "Do you like music?" And I was like, "Yeah." Like I wasn't quite sure, but I was like, "Yeah." Maybe she could see that I did, but I hadn't quite, And she was like, "What do you like?" And I was like, "I like that you can't touch this song." So she bought me the MC Hammer tape, and and then like I was just like, "This is it."
Yeah.
Like this is my life. This is what I'm doing. Like
Fantastic.
even at that age.
Yeah.
So
that's wild.
Yeah, and then from there it just went. I kind of got into rap, Vanilla Ice. I was obsessed about Vanilla Ice. Thought he was the coolest guy ever.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, actually, I still look at pictures now, and I'm like, he was pretty cool.
He's got a lot of swag, man. I mean, I'm not sure in which direction.
I mean, for the time,
swag, no, totally. There's a lot there, and that's a lot. There's a lot,
Yeah,
there's a lot to unpack when it comes to Vanilla Ice. Yeah,
I remember seeing like the Ninja Turtles movie, and he was like, there's a scene where he performs in the movie, and I was like, oh my god.
Yeah,
it was the same kind of thing when I saw Blink in American Pie. I was like, oh my god.
Yeah. I didn't know Vanilla Ice was in a Ninja Turtles film.
He was in the sequel.
Yeah.
I think it was called Secret of the Ooze. I think it's called
Secret of the Ooze. That's a great punk band name. I like it.
Yeah. That's actually quite cool. So yeah, I got into rap at first. And then for some reason I got into Bryan Adams. Kind of went from rap to Bryan Adams and then Aerosmith.
Yeah.
And then I remember I was on holiday in like St. Francis Bay, and my cousin showed me Green Day Dookie in like 90. And then I was like, okay, rap's out the window. I was like punk rock, pop punk. And then from there, when I discovered Blink, it was like game over. So
yeah, Blink was
and then
my
I was
first
still
albums as well, I think.
Yeah. I don't know what it was. It was just something. I mean, I always dig Blink, and then it was only because I was quite big into surfing. So I kind of had a dream of like being a pro surfer at one stage when I was maybe like 12, 13. And then a couple of years down the line, like when Enema of the State came out, as soon as I heard that album, I was just like, no.
Yeah.
This is it. This is what I'm doing. Like I can't like. Because even though I wanted to do like be a surfer, I remember like being at Backline and like, do you remember Sibling Rivalry? Remember like Matt Wilson?
Yeah, of course, yeah.
Matt Vent.
Yeah.
Like he was in Sibling Rivalry and they were doing quite well at the time. And I remember like being at Backline and like I wasn't even looking at the waves. I was like so busy talking to him. I was like, so how do you do this? And where you guys gigging? And I was so busy like I wasn't even like I'd get smacked by a wave because I was so busy talking about music.
Yeah.
But then I knew I was like, clearly I'm more excited about music than surfing. So
yeah, no doubt.
So yeah. Sorry, I feel like I'm just rambling on.
No, that's the point, man. That's all this is a big ramble. So please do just ramble on.
I dig a good ramble.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, Blink were my first. I think my uncle gave us. He didn't know what children were. I think. So he gave a 9-year-old a Musica voucher. Which as a gift is quite a bizarre gift for a 9-year-old for Christmas. But it was just give the children something. The children like this things.
The children need music.
I was definitely too young for it, I think. But I was like, I had heard a Blink song on like one of those SABC3 like compilation adverts or something.
Okay.
And
wow.
And I'd heard so that's what I knew. As far as a record store went, I was like, I know that. And then I was done, man, as well. Like, I was just like, fucking hell.
Yeah.
I was into my dad's music a little bit as a small kid, but I think that was just sort of an emotional attachment thing. So I dug AC/DC and things like that because I was like, I want to be down with the cool guys with long hair on the weekends kind of thing. But yeah, and then Blink was also my sort of first, like, I'm going to play guitar now. Put down the skateboard a little bit,
Yeah.
Yeah.
It just takes that one little song or album or something that just like if you're born to do music, there's just that one little thing that just makes you go,
man, yeah.
That's it.
Absolutely.
No more rugby shirts.
Yeah.
No more rugby.
To be honest, I think at like 11, I had a rugby ball with Slipknot and like pentagrams on it. That's how sort of like
okay.
Like I was trying to keep one foot in the real world, but like slowly falling away from having the whatever friends were at that time. But slowly just like, I don't think we can be friends, but look, I've got a rugby ball as well.
Yeah.
Trying my best to kind of like,
especially those the South African schools in the 90s. It was so like, I mean, I don't know what school. I went to DHS for a while.
Yeah, I went to like a weird little private school. I was going to go to Glenwood. Because my brother went there. And I ended up going to like a weird little private school in a church. One of those really...
Yeah, that probably suited like...
Yeah, totally. I could grow my hair long and it was a little bit more sort of, for troubled kids, I guess.
Yeah.
A dude went to detention or got detention for ODing on ecstasy during exams.
Well, he had the right idea. Yeah. Ecstasy will make you focus, maybe.
Yeah, it was a good place.
8 out of 10 for effort.
Yeah, no, certainly.
But yeah, I remember DHS. I couldn't stand it. I hated that school so much.
Yeah.
I couldn't deal with the go on Saturday, spend your Saturday, go watch a game and do the war cry. And I was like, dude, I just want to go to the beach and listen to Blink. I don't care about this game.
Yeah.
I used to hate. I just thought it was so unfair.
Yeah.
And like that's where I found like my mental health started, or like my anxiety and depression started when I was at DHS because I just was so unhappy. And I remember so when my parents moved from Berea to Belito, they were like, well, either you can board at DHS or you can go to Crawford North Coast. It's a lot expensive.
Yeah.
But that was like, I'm probably going to be poor, but if you want to go there, and I was just thinking long hair.
Yeah.
I was like, let's go.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So,
well,
and then
I love Crawford boys and girls. I remember we used to I dated a couple of Crawford girls and we would, it was different time. But yes, continue. Sorry. I was gone then.
No, to be honest, if I never went to Crawford, I would have had such horrid memories of high school. But my memories at Crawford were really cool. And I think it was really good for me. And
then so through that, when did you start actually playing and like
at about standard 9 I was probably like 16 maybe 16, and I was always trying to get my friends involved to make a band, but all my friends were interested. They all wanted to play rugby and do sport and stuff, and I was like, you could be I would just go up to my friends. I'd be like, you should be the bassist. I'll teach you how to play bass. You can be the singer. I think you could, I would tell them. They'll be like, okay, right, whatever. So it never quite happened. So I actually wanted to start a band when I was 11, but I couldn't make it happen. But only in standard 9, I finally got some guys together.
Yeah.
I taught my friend how to play bass. And then I met my drummer, Adam, in Crawford. And that was probably a matric. And then we started actually gigging properly.
And was that as what now?
Yeah.
Yeah. Which brings me to...
Mr. Price Pro.
Mr. Price Pro 2004. Yeah, because I was at that gig.
Oh, were you?
Yeah. Me and my little gaggle of goth geese.
Okay.
Yeah, and I remember we were trying so hard to hate it, because at the time we had all moved on from digging pop punk and stuff. But you still do. You can't lie. A year before, we
were in No Effects now on Pennywise.
No, we weren't even. we had gone full Korn and sort of what at the time we sort of thought was goth music. And I remember we were standing at the back on the sand, and and slowly inching forward and forward. But everyone was like, "Oh, it's whatever," And then by the end of the set, we were all like, just quite, you know what? It's actually pretty good. It's we're kind of vibing,
Yeah.
It's just the memory of how sort of like affected we were, like as little teenagers, all trying our best to be more hardcore than each other based on music taste. It was hilarious. But also, that Victoria tune has stuck in my head since then. That was, and I don't know if I must have heard it on like, on
that was our first big kind of thing to happen. Was like that Victoria song. Going on half five at five, whatever it was called, and I think it was in the top 10. And then at that age, I was probably like 19 or something, and I remember thinking like, "That's it, I'm making it, I'm done, I'm on the radio." Like,
absolutely.
My dad's like, "Yo, do you have any money?" I'm like, "No, but I'm on the radio."
Yeah.
Who cares?
That is like a strange misconception not strange misconception. It's a very understandable misconception, but I remember feeling those kinds of things of like. It's just even of bands that were playing shows, before I ever played, I thought like bands who played shows had fucking sports cars. Like, if I went and watched like, Sibling Rivalry and all those bands,
you thought they had money already.
Fucking rock stars, man. Like Uprising Festival and stuff like that. I thought everyone on the bill was like fucking rock stars. It's a nice lesson to learn. Dude. It's a humbling lesson to learn, as you sort of like embark on your music career as a kid.
I remember we used to. We weren't making any money, but we used to like someone would go, "Hey, you want to play a gig in Cape Town?" And we would be like, "Yeah, we'll come gig," and they'll pay us like nothing. Yeah. But I'll be like, "Yeah, we'll come, we'll do the show."
Yeah.
And like I would literally like steal my dad's. He already knows now, so it doesn't matter. I'd steal my dad's petrol card and we would just go to Cape Town for like a weekend, like literally drive there on a Friday and then drive back on like a Sunday night. That's how demented we were.
That's wild.
And like I used to do it all the time. And then when I finally sold my car and I moved to London, my dad sold it and he discovered all these receipts of all these transactions from his garage card, which I'd stolen.
That's perfect, man. That's the essence of it, though. That's brilliant. That's how music careers need to kick off, I reckon. Bit of a stolen petrol card here, bit of a sort of.
Yeah, you have to.
Sorry,
I always tell people when people say to me like, "What's your, what do you say to?" That's all right. Might even be my connection, when like younger musicians ask me like, what's the best advice? I'm always like, well, what have you got? Like it's an all or nothing thing.
Yeah.
It's like you're going or you're not going. Like for me, there's never been a plan B. People go, "What's a plan B?" I'm like, I don't think about plan B. There's no plan B. I don't care. Like this is what I'm doing.
No, absolutely.
I don't care. I don't care about age. I don't care about what think people. This is what I do, and I don't care. And
I'm
I
with
think
you on that.
Sometimes I think that's what that's what you have to be. I think if you half and you always got, I'll do it for a while, and then my plan B, then it's for me it's half over already.
Yeah. No, totally.
Not all the time. I'm not saying all the time because you might be like this super talented, person that just randomly gets discovered and becomes a superstar. But I think you have to be all or nothing about it.
I think so too. I think
a big test on people. Like it's not easy.
I think plan A, and if plan A fails, then another plan A is in order. Because the half-assing it thing doesn't, especially with creative endeavors, like you cannot half-ass them really. But like you said, occasionally someone gets picked up.
You have to be a little bit. You have to be a little bit touched. I think you're a little bit mad.
Oh, totally.
You have to be.
It has to be a bit of an obsession.
A good mad.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a good mad. It's not like I think. So that's like the way I see it, and that's the way that
Yeah.
And I've been doing it for so long. Like some of my friends now, like, dude, you have been persisting this thing. Like you've been great. Are you there? Sorry, you frozen for a while.
Yeah. I did freeze for a second there, but I'm still here.
That's okay.
Yeah.
You can fix it in post.
Absolutely.
Fix it in post.
Yeah. I'm just gonna top up my thing.
That's okay. I only have one beer, unfortunately. I've got a third left, but I'll savor it. I'll go slowly.
Yeah, fair play.
Because I haven't been drinking. I've kind of been off the booze for a while.
Yeah.
I went off for a bit, and I just found this beer in my fridge. I was like, I'm just gonna drink that.
Yeah. Well, no, I mean, the last time you were in Cape Town, we didn't hang, but I saw it was pretty hectic, and so
Yeah,
you've done
I'm
a
quite all
year's
or
worth of
nothing.
drinking
As you
already.
can see, I'm very black or white and all or nothing. It's either like I'm full blown sober and like focused, or I'm just like an absolute maniac. I can't. There's not much in between there.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I'm with you. No half-assing it. I respect that. You know, plan A and then another plan A. No plan B is allowed, man.
So, yeah. So that's why if I'm like, I'll go through these stages where I just won't drink for a couple of months. Because some people will be like, "Yo, we'll just have one or two." I'm like, "Ha ha ha ha."
Yeah.
I mean, now I can have one because I'm at home and there's nothing much going on. But
Yeah.
put me in a social environment and have all my friends around and tell me to just have one or two.
Yeah, it doesn't.
I don't know. We'll see about
really
that.
Work.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've tried a couple of times recently to I went 6 days recently, which is the longest I think I've gone in.
Cape Town. It is Cape Town.
It's fucking
and Cape Town is pretty hectic. So
it's pretty hectic. Yeah, I live like just off Cliff Street as well. So,
oh man, I'd be game over. I'd be done.
it's like, you know, even if you don't want to vibe, it's too close. It's too close by. You
can hear it.
You can hear it.
You'll have carte blanche on, and you'll be like, you'll hear people like shouting, having fun, and you just like, ugh!
Yeah. Derek Watts? I don't fucking know, man. I'm out of here.
Yeah. But I saw Derek Watts on the TV. I saw him on a Castle Light ad. So I saw he likes to have a bit of a boogie.
Hey, that's fair play. That's gone full circle then.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it was Castle Light, so
yeah, maybe.
You know.
Maybe he has 5 Castle Lights.
That's the thing, you know, if you
in an hour.
You know, mathematically Castle Light can be castle heavy if you give it a few. You know?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I've had my nights starting off on Castle Lights have been quite.
You know what? Castle Light is actually.
I think I might have. I could have. I've started off on Castle Light and ended up in Modular. So
yeah,
you know, it's possible. Things can happen. I ended up in Modular this last time I was there. Yeah. I was like, I don't know.
Yeah,
I went there one night. I was like, no, I don't think I'll do that again.
Yeah, no, it's big vibes, but it's also that it is. It's another kind of vibe.
I don't mind. Like I'm up for that. I mean, I'm up for any kind of, you know, party environment. But there weren't any lights. I couldn't see anything.
Yeah,
it was like pitch black. I was like, what is happening here?
Yeah, absolutely. You can save on decor like that, I guess. Just shine shit in people's eyeballs, and you know.
Nobody cares. Like everyone's having the time of their life.
To be honest, I don't have like an actual memory of it. Like I can't think of what it looks like inside. So that's a very good point. Well made. Yeah.
Yeah, that's very. I mean, I say that, but I'll probably end up there again. So whatever. Yeah.
No, totally. We must go, man. We'll drink some Castle Lights. We'll smash it hard. But for all of Cape Town's negativity and just it's really dope.
No, I like Cape Town. I get confused when I go out in Cape Town because it'll be like a Monday afternoon and someone will be like, hey, come to the pub, come to the bar. And I'll be like, okay, because I'm on holiday, like whatever. Like I don't care what day it is.
Yeah.
And I could get there and it's packed.
Yeah.
And everyone's smashing it and it's a normal Monday afternoon. I'm like, does nobody have jobs in the city?
Yeah, it's weird, man.
What do people do?
It is really weird like that. There's lots of
yeah. I'm not even like exaggerating. Like
no, I know.
I'm literally like, what do people do? Because
I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know how.
I mean, it's rad. It's cool. It's rad. It must be rad. Like
yeah.
And then those same people go out on the next Tuesday afternoon, do the same thing again. I'm like, but like London, there's always something happening, but it's such a big city that you won't get sucked into it. Where Cape Town's quite a small amount of people, everyone sort of links to each other, and there's a lot going on. Yeah. So then you end up getting sucked into these things, and because I've got like a rubber arm of notes, I'll just be like, grrring, grrring, and you just
two castle lights later and fucking
exactly
taken by the current. I don't know what the disposable income what it is.
I mean, look,
here,
I'm
it's
good
amazing.
for them. Good for them.
No, absolutely. But it's notable because I you try and go to Checkers to buy groceries, and like drunk mates are in there buying cigarettes, and they're like, "You come into the thing," and it's like
2 o'clock on a Wednesday.
Absolutely, yeah, like 2 p.m. Which is again, like you said, it's only rad, really. But
I hope if I move to Cape Town one day, I hope like all this money just starts coming in my bank, like automatically, it just starts appearing, and then you just party.
Yeah, no, totally, man. So how's London? How's do you do you go to lots of shows? I mean, I know a lot of stuff occurs there.
I do. It's weird with shows. Often I'll go to shows and I'll be like, I just want to be on the stage. I don't want to be watching.
Yeah.
So I know it sounds weird, but that's just how I am. Like I'm a bit like I just want to get on the stage. I don't want to.
Yeah.
But I'll go to like bands that I really dig, and most of the time I go to shows is because someone's like, "I've got a spare ticket. Do you want to come?" And I'm like, "Okay." You know. Like I wanted to go to Blink, but then I looked at the prices and I was like, "Nah, it's just."
Yeah.
Like
I've heard Blink tickets are something special.
Yeah, it's like it's all the whole concert things is so expensive now to go watch. But I was lucky. I saw Blink in 2014 when they headlined Reading.
Oh yeah,
and that had Tom in it. So I was like, I've seen them. Like like did you? I mean, it would be nice to see them now, but
yeah.
But I don't go to many concerts. Especially now, lately, dude. I mean, like, I'm literally just working.
Yeah, and it's paying off, man. So, like, I think you found the recipe.
But it gets. At some point, like, I have to just take a bit of a break.
Yeah,
it's literally.
But this is literally the thing. It seems like when you go hard, and then when you work hard, and like you've got a good balance of it, which is madly like I've got mad respect for that. As an ethic, it seems like your work ethic and your party ethic are that. You know what I mean? Like,
I tell you, I do things. When I do things, if I'm into it, if I'm really into and I'm passionate for it, I'll go fully, and I'll obsess about it, and I'll just be like, I literally just sleep, eat synthwave at the moment.
Absolutely.
But I also know that these kind of things don't happen all the time. So if things are happening, you need to focus in and smash it, because who knows how long it'll last? Who knows when you have another thing? So you got to just
and that's also been very impressive to see. Just like as somebody watching from afar, and like it's really impressive to see your, again, like I said, like work ethic, but just sort of. You're taking it as seriously as it needs to be taken, as opposed to just sort of most people would be out in the streets with bottles of champagne. You know what I mean? Not thinking about like, no, this must last, and this must like grow into something bigger than it is. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I find that really impressive, because I think I might have done the former in that situation at many points in my life. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think it's one of those things. Like I always knew, once I know of a formula that works, then I'm just going flat out.
Yeah.
But until you find that formula where the process of what you should be doing as an artist, whatever that is, once you know, okay, this works, people like this, then I just go flat out. Yeah. Because then I know what to do. It's not like, what should I do? Should I write a song? Should I practice my guitar? Like, what should I be doing towards the process of becoming a better artist.
Yeah.
But now I have something down. But yeah, it's a bit overwhelming at times.
I can imagine. But you're handling it
Um,
like a motherfucking trooper, dude. And it's really cool. It's really
Those
cool to see.
those ADHD bits tell you.
Yeah, no, totally, man. Totally. So after What Now, right? I don't know what the correlation between that and New Volume is, but is the same fellas,
Same
right?
band, exactly
Yeah.
the same band. It changed. I mean, I didn't really sing anymore. I did like bits.
Yeah.
We signed to Sumerian in the States, and they kind of, yeah, they made us change a couple things, and they were like,
Yeah.
we need to, because we've been What Now for so many years. There was just like so much stuff and demos and half albums here and all this like stuff all over the place. They kind of wanted a clean slate.
Yeah.
So we were like, why the hell not? Like, let's,
Yeah.
And they didn't think like we should be doing the whole like Blink kind of vibe. They was like go more Depeche mode, which we were kind of doing anyway. But so yeah, we just went full throttle with that.
Yeah. And is that still happening? Are you guys still?
We're filming because we have a whole album ready that we wrote. It actually was ready during the first year of lockdown.
Yeah.
And we've released 1 or 2 songs from there, but we're actually filming all the promo stuff end of this month.
Yeah.
And then we're gonna drop that album. Yeah.
Sick.
So we're still a thing. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that's cool to hear, man. I'm glad that's still occurring.
Yeah.
I wasn't certain because it's been quite quiet on that front.
Yeah, it has.
For a bit.
Yeah, it's just, yeah, I think, lockdown and people, it's just, I don't know, it's been a slow get up, kind of to get things moving again.
Yeah.
But, yeah, it's still there.
Nice.
We'll see how it goes. Yeah.
So this Dreamkid explosion, and again, like just for people who might be watching and listening, can you tell us, Ryan? Ryan, tell us about it and how it kicked off and how it went from, like you said, like 2 years ago, sort of fiddling about learning, like teaching yourself, not learning even, teaching yourself. That's, much more, that's a better way to describe it. Production and stuff like that to where it is now. Like, spin the yarn, tell the tale.
I knew I wanted to do something outside of New Volume. So I just had so much in me. Like I knew I needed another avenue. I could just, just do all of my creative needs and be selfish about it and just do everything I want to do and just,
yeah.
So I was dabbling a bit here and there. I was making a lot of the stuff I was making was 80s stuff. And then I even started making some rap songs at one stage, like a rap Blink thing. And then I was like, I don't know about this.
Yeah.
And then I happened to be on a synthwave Facebook group. This was 2020. So this is when I was still like learning production. And my friend Stu, who's actually a Cape Town guy originally, Stu McLaren, he was in the synthwave Facebook group. And for me, seeing another South African in there, I was like, South Africans know about synthwave, like,
yeah,
just African. And I was like, and we were Facebook friends because we played in like a gig together, like maybe 15 years ago in London, like ages. So he was on my Facebook, but we didn't really chat. But then I saw him on there, and then he inboxed me and he said, "Dude, I have a synthwave record label." So he's like, "Are you making synthwave stuff?" And I was like, "Well, I'm just dabbling around. I don't know. I'm still kind of." And he'd obviously seen me like play on stage and stuff, and he's like, "Dude, I think you should do something. I think you've got what it takes, or whatever." So we met up, and then he said, "Think of a name," and I thought of a name, and I mean, yeah, he kind of, what do you call it? Egged me into it, and then and gave me the confidence, you know, because I wasn't going to sing at first. I was just going to make instrumentals. He's like, "No, sing some songs," and so then I kind of got into it, and then he was like, "Yo, I'll make an album." And I was like, "An album?" I was like, "I haven't even mixed a song in my life. Now I'm making an album." Like, I was like, and I knew it had to be like good. I can't just release crap. Like, it needs to be solid. So I was a little bit. So I kind of threw myself in the deep end, and I just watched YouTube videos all day, just learning everything I can.
Yeah.
luckily, I think I have an ear because of all the years playing in bands and stuff.
Yeah,
So that
certainly.
definitely gave me a head start. But in terms of all the, I mean, I should have gotten into production years before, but it just seemed very daunting to me. Like all the little plugins and the
Yeah,
compress. I was like, this is like, dude, I just want to rock out, dude. I don't know
yeah,
what this is. So I was always a bit, I don't know, it just was a little bit, I was just was like, my brain was just like, yeah, no,
yeah,
too much. But then once I got into it, I was like, and now it's like, yeah, now it all just, it's pretty easy, and I get everything. I'm still learning a lot,
yeah,
and I've still got a lot to. I mean, we always are. We're always going to learn. I'm gonna listen to my recordings in 5 years and go, what a load of
yeah, yeah,
rubbish. But that's just the way it is. You can't.
yeah.
You're never going to be at the perfect time to
No,
release
and you
something.
can't because that's the thing. Like, and
It's
and
always
people who try end up sitting on material forever.
and never do anything.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you've gotta let the stuff go.
yeah,
It's an important thing and hard, very hard to do. I've never been
yeah,
happy with a recording. Like a week after anything has ever come out, I'm like, oh, that snare, man, fuck that fucking snare.
yeah,
And then a year after that, it'll be nah, it's the fucking hi hat. You know, the snare's fine.
yeah. Especially when you're mixing your own stuff.
Yeah,
And it was weird. Like I always thought, like, oh, mixing my own voice is so hard. It's like I'd rather mix someone else's voice. And now
yeah,
I'm so used to mixing my own voice because I know what it should sound like.
yeah,
Now when I'm mixing someone else's voice, I'm like, huh?
yeah,
I don't know what to do almost because it's like
yeah,
a whole nother voice. It's yeah. So, but going back, so I signed with Stu's label, which is Outland.
yeah,
Um, and yeah, from the minute I released something, it just had people, had a had good feedback, and it was working from the start.
yeah.
Are you there? I think you're
I'm here.
yeah, so it was
Am
working
I
from the
here?
start. So I could um yeah, so I could see that it was doing something, and so then I was like, well, everyone's doing this TikTok thing.
Yeah,
At first I was like, I don't know what to do. What the hell do you do on TikTok? Like,
yeah.
what? And now I started doing those POV things,
So good.
and then yeah, and then from there it's one video turned into. I had like a little spurt where it was like 2 months where I just had viral videos all over the place.
Yeah,
It's gone down a bit now, but it's one of those things. Algorithms are weird. It's like a current.
yeah, yeah. I'm with
I
you.
feel like it every now and then it gives everyone their little moment. It'll be like, okay, we'll push you out, and then it's like, okay, you're done now. Next, push you out for a
Yeah,
bit. But as far as I know, and what I've like researched is that you just got to be consistent.
yeah, totally. But also,
You just got to
you've not
keep posting.
even just I guess like taken those moments for granted. You've built on those moments the right way. I
Yeah,
think. Do you know what I mean? Not
yeah,
just
yeah, yeah.
leaning on the algorithm or whatever. It's like you've pushed the stuff out in a way that like
I'm doing everything. Like
yeah,
I'm doing the music videos. I'm dropping the songs.
yeah,
I'm doing YouTube. I'm doing the Twitter. I'm doing everything I can.
absolutely, yeah,
I'm scoring a movie. Like I'm
fantastic,
doing, yeah. So I'm just like, I'm just doing whatever I can as
yeah,
much as possible.
yeah.
Um, so yeah, it's been pretty mad.
It's
But there are
been
some days I wake up and I just look at my phone and I'm just like, I can't, I can't.
yeah,
I need a coffee. I need a deep breath.
yeah,
I need to just go because sometimes it's just a little bit like it's because you have all these different platforms. You have
yeah.
TikTok, and it's just messages and comments and
No, I can
messages.
imagine, man. Your
And then my managers send me 10 WhatsApps, and this person is emailing me, and I'm just like, and on the same time that day I need to do a bunch of stuff, and I'm just like, I can't.
yeah. No, dude.
It's,
I think
it's,
I
it's
think
tricky. It's
your
tricky.
management of it all has been very impressive to see. I think for me and a lot of fucking people, man, it's been very, very cool and very, very
Yeah.
just dope to see how you've uh,
A
made
lot of
it all
people
work
say
for
I should just get someone to help me and do it, but I'm so like I feel like this is my baby, and I don't
Yeah,
want. I feel like I have to do it because if someone else does it, I'm not going to be happy. It's going to be something I'm like, I don't like that. I don't like that.
Yeah, no, totally.
I'll get to a point
where it has to happen.
Sure.
Yeah.
But that person I'll obviously trust, and they'll know exactly what I like and all that. But so I've been editing. I edit the music videos. I just like everything, dude.
Yeah.
Even the guy Marcus, our guy, he does all the music videos. He's like, I'll edit it. It's like, no, I'll edit it. It's fine.
I know.
Like, dude, where are you gonna have the time? I'm like, I'll find it. I won't sleep for a week. Don't worry about it.
No, that's incredible, man. Are you looking at taking it live? I don't know if you have actually.
I've got my first gig in Bristol in July.
Yeah.
What's
the format of that going to be? Just because I'm so interested to see how you do take it live.
Just for these first couple shows, I'm just literally going to have like backing track, DJ vibe, but I'll have a mic and a guitar and then a synth, and then I'll do a bit of everything.
Yeah.
Eventually, I would like a drummer.
Yeah.
Just because I think a drummer adds so much live.
It does to electro vibes. I always find it. I
don't need 10 people on stage, but there's something with the drummer that that would be nice. But yeah, these first couple of shows, I'm a little bit like, I've never played a show by myself in my life. So
yeah, dude, that's got to be like
talk
a
about
nice
throwing
kind of
myself.
jarring.
Yeah. So that's I'm still busy sorting out all the live tracks. I'm busy working out like how I'm going to do this live, all the backing tracks.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's another whole thing I got to work out.
Yeah, man, that's so rad. Too rad, even.
Yeah. So.
And are you going to bring it on tour to Cape Town at some point?
Yeah, there's some members.
Yeah.
There's some members asking me. So yeah, I would like to.
Yeah.
Sure. If people will come and watch, if there'll be people.
I think they're fucking well. I'll be there. 2 castle lights in hand, man. I'm down. yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I would like that for sure. But yeah, that is weird because, like as I say, I've always played in a band live, so now it's like just me. It's a little bit like, and not only that, I'm doing like double the amount of stuff that I would be doing in a band. I'm singing. I've got like 20 guitar solos.
Yeah, absolutely.
Keyboard stuff. You know what I mean? It's like, geez.
Yeah.
So.
And a whole new.
But you know what?
New
I'm all about.
You know, like
exactly. But I kind of like throwing myself in the deep end. That's kind of how I am. I just go, well, you know what? Just do it. Just make it. Jump into a fire, and you will learn quick. You will learn quickly. You know.
Absolutely. You got it. Throw yourself in the deep end, and you have to swim. That's like It's another good kind of corny kind of.
I was trying to think of throw yourself in the fire, and I was like, how would you? Okay, never mind.
Yeah, deep end have to swim.
I was like very poetic there for a minute, and I was like, I don't know where I'm going with this. Yeah, a drummer, and then maybe someone playing extra synths or something. Maybe synths on the side, you know.
Yeah.
But I don't think I'd do more than that at this point.
Yeah.
Unless I was like, you know, doing massive, huge shows.
Yeah. So when you're
like
doing
you look at 21
shows.
you look at when, never say if.
Yeah,
absolutely. Like 21 Pilots, they just 2-piece, and I think the drummer adds so much. If they didn't have the drummer, like then it would be a little bit like
fair play. Yeah, definitely to like the live setup and stuff. I mean, like even a lot of my favorite sort of electro bands that are like duos. Normally it's like a some kind of synthy mastermind and like a lead singer or whatever. The live setup, they add drums and it just adds visually. It adds so much, and just vibe wise, it adds so much. Crystal Castles is a good example of that. Where live, there's always a drummer, and it always gives gives a lot more energy out. I reckon.
There's something about a live drum set that on stage that's marked up that you're not going to get with the backing track.
Prodigy is another example of that. They always have a live drummer.
Yeah,
even if their track is real low in the mix, just.
Dude, they had everything. We watched him. We watched him in Prague once. We played at this festival, and then they played like later, and they had like, dude, they had guitarists. They were like full on.
Yeah, they go full on with the band stuff.
There was like there were like 10 people on stage, dude. But yeah, bummer that Keith passed away.
Super bummer, man. That was
he was such a, although he wasn't like one of the main songwriters, or he wasn't like maybe the best musician, but I mean, he was the live
absolutely
vibe.
Man. Yeah, no,
Really.
dude, like I think
Well,
as far as
70% of it,
as far as like a essentially like a punk rock frontman goes, I think like he's one of the best in the history of mankind. I think Keith Flint, like,
yeah, I did.
He was a super idol of mine. That was such a rough one. And just I mean,
I remember being like at primary school and like when that first Prodigy song came out, that big one. I forgot the name. Not Smack My Biatch Up. The other one. I forgot the name. But
Firestarter, maybe.
But I remember just seeing that, and then there's another one. Yes, Firestarter. So that's the one. But I remember seeing the music video and just seeing like watching Keith and just being like, dude, this is nuts.
Yeah.
And like it was predominantly because of him. Like he had the like the mohawk and the eyeliner, and he was just like nuts. And I was like, dude, this is mental.
Yeah. So you are you're going to Los Angeles. What's happening, man?
Yes. It's more or less a holiday, but I'm doing a lot of networking, and there's a show happening. Ollie Rudd is playing, and it's like all the synthwave people are going, so it's kind of like a networking thing.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna film a music video and some promo stuff as well.
Yeah. Rad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that'll be good.
Yeah.
Because I'm doing a song. I'm doing one of my new songs is with the singer from Metro Station. Remember that old band?
Of course. Yeah.
So yeah, Mason. I'm meeting Mason. I'm gonna just film some stuff. So
nice, man.
Yeah,
that's wild.
So, and then I'm gonna do some songwriting as well, because there's some people I'm working on songs with. So
sick.
So yeah, it's gonna be pretty
hectic.
Nuts. The first couple days, I'm gonna literally get up. I've booked my own like Airbnb in Hollywood, and I'm literally like I'm gonna be there like by myself for the first couple of days. I've got friends, but it's just like, I mean, I've been there before.
Yeah.
About 10 years ago, and it's full on. It's a full on. I mean, London's full on, but that place is full
hectic.
On. It's like it's very hectic, and it's not cheap as well.
Yeah. No, fair play.
But I'm pretty excited because, I'm definitely, most of my fan base is there.
Yeah.
So eventually, I'm gonna look at getting the right visas and hopefully doing tours out there. So
yeah, absolutely, man. This is also why I'm so stoked for you to take this shit live, because live causes travel and causes more growth. You know what I mean? Like in a exponential way. It like, get on the right festivals and do the right. You know what I mean? Like.
Yeah, exactly.
It's gonna be heck.
And I feel like that's actually live. Is actually where that's actually really what I'm good at. It never was production, although I've learned stuff now. But live and being on stage is, that's where I feel the most normal.
Yeah.
Because the rest, all the other like part of my life where I'm not on stage, I just feel like this Martian that's just like walking around.
Yeah.
Like this alien, like, and then as soon as I'm on stage, I'm like, oh, this is where I'm supposed to be. This is what I do.
I massively understand that bit of psychology.
Yeah. But the rest of my time, I just feel like this awkward, freaking weird.
No, totally, dude.
Lately I'm getting big into UFOs. Like I'm getting so into
I have seen this, Ryan, and I wanted to ask you about your new interest in UFOs.
And it's not because Tom DeLonge.
I was going to ask you about your interest in Tom DeLonge and your interest in UFOs combined. But so what sparked this UFO fascination?
I think I've always believed that I don't think it's impossible. I think it's it's more possible that they're aliens than that there's a God, and it's more possible.
Absolutely, I'm
Yeah.
with you on that.
So that's my belief. I think I definitely think there's another civilization out there.
And you think the kids in Zimbabwe saw those
I think
aliens?
that was an interesting one though,
I saw.
because
I didn't watch the
how do you
whole.
convince
Yeah,
60 kids to be so like solid,
yeah.
and even 30 years later
As
they still got
adults,
their story
they
and
got
they're
their
still
fucking
so
whole
solid.
thing.
I mean, and
Yeah,
you even get a psychologist, one of the best psychologists in the world, to go out there, and
yeah,
he's like he didn't even believe in the aliens, and then after that whole thing he was like sold. He was like,
yeah,
these things exist.
yeah,
But there's also another one that happened in Brazil, in
yeah.
Virginia or
I heard
something.
about that. What's it called?
Virginia, not the other thing.
That's a
Not the
magnificent name for a place.
yeah. It could be easily mixed up with the other word. But
Yeah,
especially with a
Virginia.
drunk South African trying to say that late at night. That would definitely say the other word.
That was literally me just at this exact moment.
Yeah. But that's just some cases I find interesting, and some I'm like, oh, I don't know. It's a bit, I don't know if I believe in that. And
Yeah.
then some I'm kind of like, this generally looks legit. Like
I
these
think
people
that's the
look like
thing. I
they,
think there's it's like just a lot of, I guess, a lot of subjects in life. I think where the legit lives, right? The not legit comes in and like washes over the legit
yeah,
and makes it all so ridiculous that it convinces people that it's all ridiculous. And I think that happens a
yeah.
lot in general, in sort of just social politics and stuff. But as far as the UFO stuff goes, I think a lot of legit stuff, like that fucking Zimbabwe stuff, man, like that is so. And then you get people who are like, no, they came into my house and we had coffee and it was like in the middle
Yeah.
of, you
It's
know.
all about the person. If the person I really believe in, I'm like, this person looks seriously legit. Like the one
Yeah.
in Virginia, the 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 guy, one of the guys went back to the site, and he was like, he was so emotional, and he was like crying, and he was like, he couldn't speak English.
Hmm.
But I was like, dude, this is real. This guy's not acting, dude. This
Yeah.
guy's proper. Like, what? How do you explain it? Like, it's just, I don't know.
And aliens,
There's
do you think friend or foe?
I think they'll be friends. I don't
Do you
think they'll
think
be
that
enemies.
like the powers that be might like shoot at them and then stop them from being friends? Because that's the thing that I think of all the time.
Yeah, I worry that I think that they'll be friendly, but humans, as humans do, a bunch of
Yeah.
idiots, will probably start. America, especially, will probably start, or Russia will start shooting up something.
Yeah. Absolutely.
and then I think they would just leave.
Yeah. You don't think that'd be like, fuck
No.
y'all?
No, I don't. I don't get the
Are you
vibe.
saying so you think they're like virtuous even beyond just friendliness at first? That's dope, man.
I think
Yeah.
so.
Yeah.
I think so.
I think
But like,
maybe,
it's not just like a recent thing. Also, so I keep bouncing around. But when I was like about
we're
10
all
years
ADD
old,
here, man. Bouncing around
yeah,
is totally, it's totally
always
fine.
bouncing around. When I was about 10, 11, me and my mates, we were so obsessed. We used to watch a show called Sightings, like back in the day. And then the one day we were on holiday in St. Francis, and we were so obsessed, we literally prayed to Jesus that we want aliens to come and abduct us.
Yeah.
We were so adamant. We prayed for like a week, and then the one night we were like, this is the night they're coming. And
Yeah.
we both stayed up. We were staying up, and then my mate ended up falling asleep, and I was awake, and I'm like, I think they're gonna come, and I'm the doest freaking awake here. My mate's tossing.
Yeah.
It never came, but
Yeah.
yeah. So I've always been pretty fascinated by it.
Yeah.
But it takes a new recent documentary for me to go to like re-spark that. Like,
Well, to be honest, it was you sharing that Zimbabwe stuff that made me I'd never heard of the Zimbabwe stuff. And then I went and watched like a whole bunch of clips and watched all the interviews with the kids when they were older and stuff, and like hearing those stories. So I've always been like, yes, they are here already. You know, in my mind.
Yeah.
I've been like, I mean, like you were saying about God or aliens, which one's more, you know, likely?
Yeah, exactly.
I feel like, you know, the universe can't just be us. That seems a bit arrogant to think that.
I mean, I think that humans are a hybrid of Neanderthals and
this
aliens.
is good stuff.
I genuinely think humans are a hybrid of like a caveman, Neanderthals, and an alien.
Yeah.
And that's why we don't quite fit in harmony with the rest of the world.
Yeah.
Because we're not quite from here, but we are from here, but we're not also. So
yeah,
I think,
Ryan, I've never heard that as a sentence before, and that's a very good one.
yeah, I didn't read that somewhere. That was literally something that I always used to, because I kind of got that when I used to watch like pyramid documentaries and the whole Egyptian thing. I was like, I think that's when they came down, and that's when the shit started. Interbreeding and stuff.
Dude, I love that.
You're going deep, yeah.
No, that hit the cervix. That's proper deep. That's fantastic.
Well, that to me, that makes sense to me. Yeah. Like if I look at the world and I look how humans are and how animals are, how we can advance in technology, but other animals can't.
Yeah.
I think that's because we're half alien.
I think for me, the thing that made that like, so in my mind, I just saw kind of Neanderthal types taking mushrooms, you know, and then realizing their consciousness coming to life and then being cuck to each other. That's sort of what I basically...
Yeah.
That's how I have always seen it in my mind. Because I've always thought to myself, well, I mean, because it sort of enlightens us now, you know, mushrooms and LSD and stuff. It gives us a sense of connection and shit like that. But it can also be bad trips, right? So...
Yeah.
There's not only positivity there. So in my mind, like...
So you're saying like Neanderthals were cool, and then they started taking a lot of...
They started tripping, mushrooms, dude. They started tripping.
And then they just started... And then that's when the aliens came. And they were so like out of it. They were started hooking up with aliens.
Let's fuck.
Yeah. That's what happened.
No, but I like this Neanderthals fucking aliens thing is actually... I want to take that on as a belief, because that's very cool.
I mean, I mean, look, but then what makes me laugh is someone who's really religious will laugh at that and be like, ha, 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 what a load of rubbish. And I'm like, okay, but you believe in man and sky. I mean, well, that's why I'm just like, end of conversation. There's no point.
No, absolutely. But I'm not even being like facetious or anything. I'm being genuine. Like that, just as my brain is fast forwarding through that thought, and I'm just like, not pornographically, but like it's a very cool thought as far as that.
Also, like for me, I'm always like, you know, so many animals they're born and then they just get on with it.
Yeah.
Generally, like a lot of mammals, they're born and they get on with it.
Pretty much all mammals, except
you put
humans.
A human baby and you say cheerio.
Yeah.
They can't do anything. They'll just lie there like a potato and just do nothing.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, they won't
that's
last a minute.
That's probably I mean, a lot of it's probably to do with, you know, like just years and years and years of parents running after their children. But I don't know. That's another side to it where I'm kind of like, well, maybe it's because they're not from here.
Yeah. And also, I mean, just like the visual of an alien, right? Like, or like the Greys, I guess they're called.
Yeah. Combine that with a Neanderthal, and maybe you get an Elon Musk. There you go. Look at Elon.
You know, yeah.
He's a bit grey mixed with a bit of Neander vibes.
Yeah. That's
a Greynathal. A grey.
Yeah. But no, that's very good. I think Neanderthals fucking aliens is my new that's my new shit.
I haven't watched any doc of anyone talking about this. I'm sure they're out there. Yeah. But I'd like to find
Well, anybody watching this, we can start a cult if you want, where where that's the core belief, and then other than that, we all just wear robes and
stokies.
And stokies. Listen to Blink-182 and have sex with each other. Big vibes. That's the whole cult.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That'll work.
The whole manifesto.
That'll definitely work. I mean, you got that, what's that land where they had Africa Burn? You could start off there.
Yeah.
That's a good place.
Have you ever been to Africa Burn?
I have twice, yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Goodness gracious.
I actually, I really enjoy it.
Yeah. That's wild,
yeah.
man.
Yeah. I went 2 years in a row. I went 2007, 2015, 2016.
Yeah.
I think, yeah.
Yeah, and did you... What came
I had a great time.
Yeah.
Oh, dude. Yeah. Lot of things. Lot of stuff.
Yeah, man, you don't need to go into it.
yeah, a lot of stuff. No, it was good. We were supposed to go with my whole family in 2020, but then obviously COVID thing, and then we didn't, and we never got our refunds back.
Really?
Africa Burn.
Yeah. How very?
I think it was something. They didn't give us a refund, but they said if you send us an email to this address, we'll send you a free coffee book or something. We were like,
wow.
No, thanks. No, yes, okay. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I'll definitely like to go again.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, it sounds like too much sunshine for me, but other than that, it sounds like a really nice.
Yeah,
time.
it is. It is. It is a lot of sun.
Yeah.
I remember the 1 year there was just no water.
Hmm.
There was no water. Even the places that would sell water, they had no water. So we were literally like.
I thought they didn't sell things. I thought it was all barter system.
That's what I thought too. But apparently the last when I went, they were selling bottles of water.
Ah. Yeah, see, that's the kind of...
I think it's so people don't die.
Yeah, that's the kind of accoutrement I expect at a festival.
Yeah.
Is like just being able to buy bottled water without the blowjobs and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, so there was no water. So I remember just drinking like warm cider and like... But you know, when you're so thirsty, the last thing you want is a warm cider.
Yeah.
Like you just want cold water.
Yeah.
It was not fun, but
yeah, I guess, yeah.
It was good. I mean, that was a good experience, but I'll definitely... It's weird because they don't play a lot of music that I listen to normally.
Yeah.
It's all like this jungle, I don't even know what to call it, jungle raving, I don't know.
Yeah.
You know, it's called...
we're just going to keep it at jungle raving, man. That's great.
I'm really high on this jungle rave is amazing.
Yeah.
So in terms of the music, it's not the kind of music that I would listen to or really care about. I'd rather go to a festival where, you know, there's bands and groups and singers with the music I actually know. Yeah. But at the same time, if you told me, would you prefer to go to Africa Burn or go to Glastonbury, I'd say Africa Burn.
Yeah.
So it's quite a weird thing for me because I think it's a whole different experience. It's not like the same kind of festival.
No, certainly.
It's not the norm.
And also, it sounded like I was doing Africa Burn Dirty Day. I've never been. I would actually.
Africa Derbs.
I think I could deal with it.
They're gonna start a new thing called Africa Derbs, like Blue Lagoon.
Derbs. Yeah, Blue Lagoon. Oh man.
And you have to fish. You have to fish to get your dinner.
Yeah. That's good stuff. But yeah, man. All right. No. Continue.
I was going to say the other reason why I really like it is because it's like feels like you're in a Mad Max movie.
Yeah, it does have that
like
vibe.
The speech. Yeah, it's probably also why I really dig it.
Yeah, nice one. But yeah, man. Before we bounce, what do you believe in God?
No, I don't. I'm pretty much like this. I don't believe in God, and I don't not believe in God, and I'm atheist, but I'm not entirely atheist. So I'm kind of like in this weird. My thing is I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. Nobody knows. That my thing is nobody actually knows.
No one could. No one could possibly.
No one could know.
Yeah.
No, that's pretty much. But I don't believe in religion. Like I don't believe in the Bible. I don't believe in any particular book or
Yeah.
cult or religion. But
Yeah.
no, I would say that's pretty much my answer. Is that I don't not believe in God, but I don't believe in God, and I'm not atheist, but I'm also sort of atheist. I don't know.
Yeah. No,
Agnostic.
I'm with you, man. Yeah.
Agnostic, but then agnostic is what is agnostic? Is that where you're not sure?
Agnostic is when you're like open to the concept, but you're not entirely convinced, I guess. But I think
I'm probably more on the other side where I'm not open to the concept of any. I don't know.
I don't like agnostic as a thing because it just seems like a label where there has to be a label, like because it's basically I don't know. Oh, then you're this. It's like, can I be that without being this? I don't want to be this. Yeah.
And also, I always think if this God that everyone talks about is a real person, like I don't want to know them because they sound like a terrible human being.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there's children with
who sits there and goes, "Pray, bow down to me, otherwise I'm gonna let those children die." Like,
but also,
I don't want to hang.
They're just our hungry kids in the world. So if God is a fella that we're supposed to look at as like a fella, then fuck him. So that's why I think like
So I don't want to hang with them.
I asked this question to like everyone I interview, and I've never gotten the same answer, and I always find that super fucking fascinating. Because do you believe in God sounds like it? Because it does initially sound like a yes or no question, but it never fucking is, and it's always something unique in everybody I've ever asked it to. Where even like religious people, even for them, it's different amongst them. You know what I mean? Which makes it an interesting question.
I think religion goes very like hand in hand with people scared of death.
Yeah.
Because
or lacking purpose.
I'm pretty okay with the fact that when I die, it'll be like before I was born, which is very peaceful, and I wasn't in pain, and it was just nothing, and like I'm cool with that. Like that's pretty much how I think is going to happen. Where a lot of people for them that is terrifying. It's a terrifying thought. Absolutely. So they need that crutch. They need the crutch of, and that's totally fine. There's nothing wrong with that. Yeah. Don't make me believe. I don't have to be forced to believe it because I'm not going to pretend to believe something. I either believe it or I don't. So
no, totally.
If I don't believe it, I don't believe it. Like you can't be like, but you should believe it. But I don't. Yeah.
No, absolutely, man. Absolutely. I think for me,
I think it's totally cool. Like religion helps a lot of people. Like religion is great, and I don't like hate religion, but it's just. It's just, I think it works differently for different people. So
I think I hate aspects of, I hate religions that hate, or certain people within religions that have chosen the hate bits of the books that they read, where the hate bits are not normally like the majority of the books that they read, but they've chosen that as like, we must do the hate thing. But I think what I've noticed, like, with family members and people I've known throughout my life, it's like I've had, I guess like rock and roll for me is like what some people find in church and Jesus. I find in like, Dead Kennedys and going to shows. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? I find like a community and a sense of togetherness and stuff like that. And I think people kind of like reach out for that in different ways. And some people find it. It's the thing is, I still want to like smoke and drink and have sex and do drugs, and they don't want to do that. So they find something where that's not a vibe, and that's fair enough. Some people are just wired differently. I want to do those things. So I found rock and roll. They want to do none of those things. They want to do other things. So they find that stuff. But it's all stuff that kind of exists, and it's definitely made by people.
I found Funko Pops.
Exactly. We all have our version of a lot of the things, like church is like for me it's like going to rock and roll shows. It's kind of like you're all in this thing together, and you're like fucking singing hymns, singing songs, singing
Yeah.
along to shit. Like, communion, fucking cocaine. It can all be compared in a roundabout way. Just depending on what it is that person is into. But it's all the religion stuff, I think is very man-made. It's not there's not a lot of, but so is rock and roll, but that's what's beautiful about it. What's beautiful about rock and roll is that it's music, and not even rock and roll, just music, is that the beauty in it is that it's made by humans, but it's so much more than human. You know what I mean? It's like a spiritual experience, but what's beautiful about it is that it's done by fucking just a dude does that,
Yeah.
And then with religion, it's like, it's dudes saying what they're doing is not them, and that leads to a lot of fucking, sketchy shit when someone thinks of a person as more than a person, which I guess also happens in rock and roll, I guess, like Led Zeppelin are very badly behaved, and no one wants to talk about that. No one wants to bring that shit up. No one wants to talk about Bowie,
Yeah, it's true. I think, like, I used to pray when I was a kid, and then one time I was like, I think I was really down, and I was just like, I think I had like one last prayer. I was like, if you are real, please just help me here.
Yeah.
Just show me that this, and it didn't happen, and I was like, I'm done. I'm done with this.
I think I still do. I think I still occasionally, to a something, voice my. But again, like my, I think that concept of like that God, Bible, King James God, that was lost on me when I was very young as well. Like I was like, no, none of that. But as far as just the universe being, again, can be construed as some hippy dippy shit, but the greater consciousness, like, or something. I'm going even deeper into the hippy dippy shit, but something, like, when someone's ill, or when like someone's cat has been sent to the vet, I do find myself throwing vibes into something. And I think that something to me is maybe what God is,
people,
for me.
Yeah. Definitely. I think we all long for that feeling, especially in times. And
maybe one day Jared Leto will give it to us, but
maybe maybe the God is an alien. I think.
Yeah. And Jared Leto is his only begotten son.
And the reason why we see the UFOs is because they're delivering Jared his gowns.
Yeah.
So they capture the UFOs when they're leaving.
Yeah.
From the gown delivery. That's
absolutely
what's happening. The robes. Yeah.
Yeah. It's very possible, Ryan. But man, I want to say thank you so much, dude, for coming on the show, man. It really means a lot. Thank you so much for taking the time, man.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. I should see you maybe end of the year. I'll be back in the land of.
It's gonna be hectic. We're gonna do modular fucking castle lights in hand. It's gonna be a vibe.
We're gonna have a 6-pack of castle lights.
Yeah.
In our backpack. Backpack.
At least.
Yeah. Definitely.
Awesome, man.
Cool, dude.
Cool, dude. Thank you so much for taking the time, man. Cheers.
No worries.
Have a good evening.
Cheers, man.
Cheers, man.
You too.
Cheers for watching. Hope you dug it. If you would like to support the channel further, you can hit us up on Patreon, or drop us a tip through PayPal, or get some merch. All of these things sort of help us stay alive and keep the channel going and growing. I hope the rest of your day or evening is just lovely. Cheers.